स्टूडेंट वेलकम वंस अगेन दिस इज द सेकंड वीडियो ऑफ केमिकल बॉन्डिंग चैप्टर। सो आज हम लोग पढ़ेंगे कोवलेंट बॉन्ड एंड अदर टॉपिक्स आल्सो। अभी तक मैंने आप लोगों को लुईस डॉट स्ट्रक्चर, डिफरेंट बॉन्ड्स, आयनिक बॉन्ड, कोवैलेंसी, व्हाई देयर इज अ शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, व्हाई देयर इज अ loss of electron and gain of electrons, how ionic bonds are formed, how covalent bonds are formed, and different tendencies of element of losing the electron and gain of electron। ये सारे टॉपिक्स हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी फर्स्ट वीडियो में देख पढ़ाया है मैंने आप लोगों को। सो आई होप यू गाइज मस्ट हैव वॉच दोज वीडियोज एंड आई अप्रिशिएट योर कमेंट्स ऑल्सो। इन केस यू हैव एनी डाउट, आई एम देयर फॉर यू बच्चों। आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन देयर। I've been continuously doing very hard work for you. So in case you have any doubt in chemistry subject of class 12th or 11th, so you guys can contact me, or you guys can write down a comment on me. So let's start today's video. What is covalent bond and the bond formed by the sharing of electron? So in covalent bond, basically what we are doing, there is a sharing of electron, because of which there is a covalent bond formation. However, what we discussed in the previous video, that there is a formation of ionic bond, because what happened, electropositive element, that is the metals, are having the tendency to lose the electron, and non-metals are having the tendency to gain the electron. But there are certain compounds which are formed where there is a sharing of electron. Now let's talk about some of the properties. Between the non-metallic element of similar electronegativity, there is a formation of covalent bond and formed by the sharing of electron pairs. Stable non-ionizing particle, they are not conductors at any state. Here I have given some example where you can observe the sharing of electron, like O2. So in O2 there are around 6 electrons, तो उनको stability के लिए 2 electrons चाहिए, so they cannot lose but they can share the electrons, so the octet of both the atoms will be completed by sharing of electrons. So O2, in O2 we can see there is a covalent bond. Similarly, if we talk about CO2 also, carbon is having 4 electrons, oxygen is having 6 electrons. So if there is a sharing of electron, so the oxygen atom and carbon atom, their octet gets completed. Similarly, I have given an example of silicon carbide, water molecule, and ethane. So in all these compounds, you guys can see there is a covalency, there is a sharing of electron between the atoms. Here you can see how this happen. On left hand side you can see there is an orbit of 7 electrons. Similarly on the right hand side there is a 7 electrons in the outer orbit. So once they share the electron, there is a formation of covalency, and both will have 8 electrons in their octet by sharing. So this kind of bond formation is known as covalent bond. इस टाइप की बॉन्डिंग को हम क्या बोलते हैं, कोवेलेंसी बोलते हैं। यहाँ पे देखो बच्चों, हमने O2 मॉलिक्यूल का आपको दिखाया है हाउ द ऑक्टेट्स गेट कंप्लीटेड, बिकॉज दोनों ने क्या किया, अपने इलेक्ट्रॉन शेयर कर लिए, सो बोथ विल हैव 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। so there is a formation of double bond, 2 pairs. Okay, similarly if we talk about nitrogen, उसमें sharing of electron 3 की होती है, so there is a triple bond, whereas in oxygen there is a double bond formation. In O2 there is a double bond, in N2 there is a triple bond formation through sharing of electron, and their octets get completed. Now talking about some more sharing, like we can take an example of ammonia also. Here there is a normal covalent bond, each atom supplies an electron. जैसे कि हम N और H में देख सकते हैं, H is having only 1 electron because its atomic number is 1. Nitrogen is having 5 electrons, so it will share its electron, and hence overall there is a octet completion. If we talk about hydrogen, you can see there are 2 electrons. Now it becomes stable because number of electrons become 2, its octet gets completed. Now if we talk about ammonium ion, NH4 positive, when there is addition of H plus ion, so it becomes NH4 positive, and the coordinate covalent bond will also form the pair of electron from the same atom. As you guys can see the electron dot structure of ammonium ion, NH4 positive, what happened, because one more H plus ion will come, so there is a positive charge over it and the formation of coordinated covalent bond. In case of ammonium ion, that is NH4 positive. Now if we talk about the comparison of the two, that is between the ionic and the covalent bond, there is a sharing of electron in covalent, and the molecules are non-conductive and low melting point and low boiling point also. If we talk about in ionic compounds, molten salts are conductive only, because ions become free, so they can conduct the electricity, heat, and there is a transfer of electron, whereas in covalent there is a sharing of electron. And ionic compounds will always have a higher melting point, and their ionization energy also is higher, whereas in covalent compound the ionization energy is less. Now two type of covalent bonds which we have to study here, that is non-polar covalent bonds and polar covalent bonds. In non-polar covalent bonds, when electrons are shared equally, when there is equal sharing of electron, then they are known as non-polar covalent bonds. Example is hydrogen gas and chlorine gas, that is H2 molecule and Cl2, where now there is a covalent bond, two atoms share one or more electron pair in their outer shell electrons. Here you can see there is this covalency and there is a sharing of more than one electron, there is a covalency. So the two atoms share one or more pair of outer shell electron pair. So there is a overlapping in the outermost orbit shell electrons and formation of a O2 molecule. This is an example of O2 because total number of electrons here you can count 8 electrons. Oxygen is having atomic number 8. So total number of electrons is 8. Both will share the electron and they hence result in the formation of O2 molecule. Now talking about the polar covalent bonds, here I have given an example of water. When electrons are shared but shared unequally, there is an unshared pairing of electron, unequal pairing of electrons. I have given an example, polar covalent bond unevenly matched but willing to share. I have given through a fox and a dog, both the having the bones in their mouth, but they are not ready to share. So this is one of the major examples. Now moving on to the next one. अभी हम नेक्स्ट की तरफ चल रहे हैं बच्चों. जैसे कि मैंने वाटर मॉलिक्यूल का आप लोगों को बताया था H2O, हाइड्रोजन एटॉमिक नंबर 1, so number of electron is 1 in hydrogen. And if we talk about oxygen, atomic number 8, total number of electrons 8. तो इसमें किस तरह से शेयरिंग होगी हमारी, हाइड्रोजन के आउटर मोस्ट ऑर्बिट में 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन, वेयर एज ऑक्सीजन में हमारे टोटल 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है. तो शेयरिंग कैसे हो रही है, ऑक्सीजन का एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इसने हाइड्रोजन के साथ ऑन राइट हैंड साइड एंड द बॉटम साइड आल्सो देयर इज अ शेयरिंग ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. सो इन वाटर मॉलिक्यूल, वाटर इज अ पोलर मॉलिक्यूल, oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen, and therefore electrons are pulled closer to oxygen because there is a difference in the electronegativity between the hydrogen and oxygen. So there is always a pull towards the oxygen because electronegativity is very high of oxygen with respect to your hydrogen. Now talking about, is the sharing of electron in molecules always equal? No, it is never be equal. As I have given you an example, non-polar bonds, there is an increased polarity. So this is the table through which you can understand the direction of electron migration. All right, now moving on to the molecular shape and molecular polarity. Here you can see there is a difference in the electronegativity between hydrogen and oxygen. Similarly in CCl4, that we talk about carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride is a non-polar solvent. Similarly boron fluoride, BF3 molecule. Now if we talk about CH3Cl, it is polar. Why it is polar? Because there is a difference. CH3, 3 hydrogen molecule, they are having the same property, whereas one chloro, the chloro group which comes by replacing the hydrogen, so it becomes polar, it becomes more polar with respect to your CCl4. Why so? Because in CCl4 there are only 4 chloro group. However, if we talk about methyl chloride, here what happened, you can see there is a hydrogen group and there is a difference in the electronegativity between carbon and hydrogen. However, if we talk about CCl4, all the 4 chloro group are same, so that is considered as non-polar, whereas methyl chloride is a polar. Similarly, I have given an example of ammonia molecule also, NH3. As we all know, nitrogen atom belongs to group 15 and hydrogen belongs to group number 1. So it is a polar molecule. Now there is a Lewis representation of simple molecule, that is the Lewis structure. So the Lewis dot structure provides a picture of bonding in molecules and ions in terms of the shared pair of electron in the octet rule. So what is the limitation of the octet rule? the incomplete octet of the central atom. Like I have given an example where you can see, it's a wonderful example I have given, that is of lithium chloride, beryllium hydride and BF3. In this, the outer orbital octet is not completed, have only 2, 4 and 6 electron, because normally we talk about if there is a complete octet there has to be a 8 electrons, but in these, if you talk about in this like lithium chloride, beryllium hydride, there is only 2 electron, 4 and 6 electron respectively. So this is one of the major limitation of the octet rule. Secondly, odd electron molecules like nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide, there is also incomplete octet rule and it is not satisfied. Because of this, there are 7 electrons only, because if we talk about the complete octet there has to be 8 electrons, but in molecule like nitric oxide and nitrogen dioxide, there is a drawback that these compounds get formed. You guys can observe that these compounds are exist in the nature, that is nitric dioxide and nitrogen dioxide and nitric oxide, but if we talk about the octet rule, it does not satisfy the octet rule. Similarly, if we can talk about the expanded octet, that is more number of electrons than 8, and the examples are phosphorus pentafluoride, sulfur hexafluoride. These are having more than 8 electrons. Like in phosphorus pentafluoride, total number of total number of electrons in the octet is 10 and 12 respectively. So these are some limitations of the octet rule, and these compound does exist in nature, but they do not follow the octet rule. Now talking about the violation of the octet rule, usually it occurs with boron and element of higher periods. Like I have given an example of beryllium, this is sulfur tetrafluoride and BF3 molecule boron trifluoride. So these are the some examples which are exceptions, and the elements which actually does not follow the octet rule are beryllium, boron, phosphorus, sulfur and xenon. Xenon, as we all know, is belong to the 18 group family, which is already having the 8 electrons in their outer orbit. Even then they does form compounds with fluorine like XeF2, XeF4, XeO2F2. So these are some exceptions. Although they are having the complete octet, even then they are reactive in nature and they form compounds. Some of the other drawbacks of the octet theory, first one is the octet rule is based upon the chemical inertness of the noble gases. However, some noble gases also combine, जो मैंने आप लोगों को बताया बच्चों, even they are noble, they are non-reactive, even then they form compounds with halogens like xenon difluoride, krypton difluoride, xenon oxyfluoride. So these are certain compounds which do not follow the octet rule, and though they are noble in nature, they have already completed octet, even then they react with halogens and form different compound, and this theory does not account for the shape of the molecule. Like in other theories we will see the molecule structures also and shape also, but in octet theory it does not give any fruitful, I would say, any fruitful rule for the structures and the shape of the molecule. So this is one of the major drawback. And the next one is that it does not explain the relative stability of a molecule with respect to each other, which one is more stable. So it does not able to explain the stability of the molecules, being totally silent about the energy of the molecule. Now talking about the ionic or the electrovalent bond, the formation of ionic bond would primarily depend upon the ease of the formation of positive and negative ions. जितना easily हमारे ion formation होंगे, the elements are able to convert it into ionic form, that is cations and anions. The more readily the elements are ready to form the ions, then the formation of ionic bonds will become easy. So that is what I have written over here in the electrovalent bond. The ease of formation of the positive and the negative ion from their respective neutral atoms, and secondly the arrangement of positive and negative ions in the solid, that is the lattice of the crystalline compound. Here you guys can see I have given an example. M is suppose any element or any atom, so it gets converted, once you give the energy it gets converted into cation form and it lose the electron. Similarly, X is halogen, which absorb the electron or it gain the electron, so that is known as electron gain enthalpy. When you give some energy to lose the electron, that is known as ionization enthalpy, and when there is energy absorption to gain the electron, that is known as electron gain enthalpy. And overall reaction, this is the when M plus reacts with X negative, that is a cation reacts with anion, results in the formation of a salt or a compound, and that is the overall reaction. So the electron gain process may be exothermic or endothermic, and the ionization on the other hand is always endothermic. Okay, so the ionization on the other hand will always be endothermic. Now talking about the ionic bond formation, so ionic bond will be formed more easily between the elements with comparatively low ionization energy, low ionization enthalpy, because less amount of energy will be required, so easily ions get formed and they react to form the compound. So those which are having the low ionization enthalpies and the element with comparatively high negative value of electron gain enthalpy, when there is a difference between the two, so the formation of ionic bond formation is higher. And in ionic solid, the sum of electron gain enthalpy and the ionization enthalpy may be positive, but still the crystal structure gets stabilized due to the energy release in the formation of crystal lattice. Because क्या होता है जब भी bond formation होती है, so there is a particular crystal structure also in the compound formation, and during the crystal lattice formation the crystal structure gets stabilized, and they get stabilized. क्यों stabilize होते हैं? Due to energy release. There is a energy release that is called exothermic reaction, and energy release होती है due to which the formation of a crystal lattice. Thus, a qualitative measure of the stability of an ionic compound is provided by its enthalpy of lattice formation. तो किसी भी compound की stability depend करेगी उसकी enthalpy of lattice, and not simply by achieving the octet of electrons around the ionic species. तो इसका सिर्फ octet completion से मतलब नहीं है. What is important is thus a qualitative measure of the stability of an ionic compound is provided by the enthalpy of lattice formation. के ऊपर ही हमारा जो enthalpy है उसके ऊपर depend करेगा, and not only by achieving the octet of electrons around the ionic species. Only सिर्फ हमारा octet complete हो गया, इसके ऊपर compound की stability depend नहीं करती. And secondly, the lattice enthalpy of an ionic solid is defined as the energy required to completely separate 1 mole of solid ionic compound into gaseous constituent. तो किसी भी solid ionic compound को gaseous constituent में convert करने के लिए the amount of energy is required. This is known as lattice enthalpy energy. Now talking about the properties of chemical bond, किसी भी chemical bond की formation में और compound की जो bond formation होते हैं during a compound, तो क्या क्या उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज होती है केमिकल बॉन्ड की. फर्स्ट इज बॉन्ड लेंथ, द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द टू एटम्स. So bond length is defined as the equilibrium distance between the nuclei of the bonded atoms. Two atoms जब combine करते हैं, there is a force between them, and the distance between the two atoms is known as bond length. And the covalent radius is the half the distance between the nuclei of the two covalently bonded. Total distance का जो half हो जाएगा in a atom between the two atoms is known as covalent radius, and the van der Waals radius represents the overall size of the atom, which includes its valence shell in a non-bonded situation. So it is half the distance between the nuclei of the two adjacent non-bonded atoms. Next one is bond angle, bachcho. So what is bond angle? It is defined as the angle between the orbital containing bonding electron pairs around the central atom in a molecule or complex ion. So here we talk about a bond angle of water. कितना होता है हम लोगों का bond angle in water is 104.5 degree. So बच्चे, that's it for this video. I will upload few more videos on this on the same topic. Till then, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope if you guys actually like the content and feel like that it is useful video for your preparation of your competitive exam as well as for your board exam, so do like, share and subscribe my channel. Till then, thank you so much.